Wake up, Jacob. It is me, IP, and if you are new to the tribe, like, share, subscribe. Talk a little bit about universal basic income because it just may be coming. Let me back this up a little bit. Just may be coming, guys. It may be coming. People are already proposing it. Nancy Pelosi, she proposed it. And I think a presidential candidate, he's starting to propose it. He wants to look into it. It's it may become a reality. You know, we are facing a lot of changes in our society, and remember, when a crisis occurs, this is the huge opportunity. Shalom, 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 shalom. Frank Stockton, I was just thinking about you. I was well, we'll talk. You know, give me a text of what's going on. That way we can reschedule. But I am thinking that, hey, you know what? When crises occur, this is when more policies get pushed forward, because, policy that wouldn't otherwise get passed, right? Wouldn't make it past through the House, Senate, Congress, and all this. But in a time such as these, it may be a good time to do that, especially when people, when they got you over a barrel, you are a little bit more compliant. And at a time like this, people are thinking, hey, money, give money. Okay, that's a good idea. Hey, I lost my job, blah, blah, blah. Get my money. So it's going to sound like a great idea. And of course, people are going to get behind it. I mean, it's going to happen, that sort of thing. But is it free money? Is free money really free? Ask yourself that. Is free money actually free, or will it cost you something? Let that marinate for a second. I got a little bit of a story here. Let's take a look. Corona crisis. I gotta watch those words. There's some words I don't want to say in these because YouTube go absolutely nuts. So I will be changing my words on purpose. So I'm glad you guys join me. You know what? Before I start getting into this article and kind of giving you my thoughts on it and everything, give me 100 in the chat just to let me know. Never any free lunches here in America. We're paying with HR 666. Yep. No free lunches. So let me know if you guys can hear. Put a 100 in the chat. That way I know the volume is okay. That you hear me okay. So my question is that I have on the table is this free money free? Is helicopter money really free? Just print, money just kind of fall out of the sky. You open up your mailbox, boom, there's $2,000, every month. Sounds good. Sounds good. And I think in there they're talking about whether you work or not. Sounds good. But, yeah, guys, I mean, we really got to think about those things. We have to really consider a number of things. Let me give you a little bit of this article here, guys. Obviously, it's talking about universal basic healthcare. Now, I'm going to be changing some of the words because there's certain buzzwords, and you know what I mean, that YouTube really start flagging. So I'm just going to go ahead. Okay, I might say something like plague or something like that. But the plague crisis has revitalized calls for a universal basic income, with even the Pope suggesting that now may be the time to consider giving everyone free money. That's what they said. So the Pope is chiming in. Okay, the plague outbreak has meant countries across the globe have effectively had to shut down, with many governments imposing draconian measures on the lives of billions of people, because we're talking worldwide. The social, educational, and economic ramifications of the confinement measures, which vary in their application worldwide, but broadly include social distancing, school closures, and bans on public gatherings, are expected to have a profoundly negative impact. You don't say. To be sure, the International Monetary Fund now expects the global economy in 2020 to suffer its worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. I have to absolutely agree. 2020 has got to be the most disrespectful year in like all the year. I mean, since the Great Depression. This has been rough, and we've had some rough years. 2020 is like almost out the gate. First quarter is just slapping people in the face. It is, I mean, guys, this is I don't know how many more of these the average person can take. The dramatic downgrade to this year's growth expectations have amplified concern about those most vulnerable to an economic slump. In his Easter letter over the weekend, hey, look at that, Easter, Pope Francis said this may be the time to consider a universal basic wage. He argued it would ensure and concretely achieve the ideal at at once so human and so Christian. Okay, I'm gonna have to plug. See how much battery I have here. I'm gonna have to plug it in. So hold on. It said of no worker without rights. It says ensure and concretely achieve the ideal at once so human and so Christian of no worker without rights. Okay, and I'm gonna read that, but I don't want this iPad to die. So give me just a second. Okay, we are back. Thank you guys. So, what are you guys thinking so far? It says as of Thursday, more than 2 million people had contracted the plague worldwide, and 137,000 deaths, according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University. We're going to keep on going. Universal basic income is not a new idea, but it has gained more traction of late, more recently through the likes of U.S. presidential candidate Andrew Yang, who based his platform on the policy. So his whole thing, he's basing it on, hey, we should have universal basic income. Now, you guys can Google universal basic income and look at it, throughout history and see if it actually works. That's what we need to do. Go beyond. The IMF describes universal basic income as an income support mechanism in which regular cash payments are intended to reach all or a very large portion of the population with no or minimal conditions. Guy Standing, a research professor in development studies at SOAS, University of London, told CNBC via telephone that there was no prospect of a global economic revival without a universal basic income. They're saying, look, they're basically saying this has to happen. Question is, what are you going to do? Standing, who has been an advocate for a universal basic income for more than 3 decades, said he believed the plague crisis would be the trigger for a basic wage. Quote, it's almost a no-brainer, he said. We are going to have some sort of basic income system sooner or later, but I think getting the establishments of many countries to do it is like pulling a proverbial tooth. There's a big institutional resistance to it because of the implications of moving in this direction. It started. Get everybody on one system. Everybody on one system. And then pay attention to the mechanism by which they mean to get the funds to the people. Those are the things you have to look out for if you are a believer. Look at those things. Okay, Standing urged world leaders and policymakers to avoid repeating the same mistakes that were made in the aftermath of 2008 global financial crisis, saying another toxic combination of austerity and quantitative easing would simply stoke up another crisis. Going back and doing what they did after 2008 would be a disaster. Some governments, including the UK, Austria, and Denmark, have introduced wage subsidies in an effort to protect households from an expected economic downturn. They are intended to help protect jobs and cover the salaries of millions of people. Standing dismissed such approach as regressive and inefficient, arguing wage subsidies of this nature would only ever result in a large number of vulnerable people being excluded from the system. It's atrocious economics. Excluded from the system. Everyone needs to be a part of the system. Any way to slide in New World. Yeah, exactly. Everyone needs to be included in the system. We want everybody in the system. We want everybody to be a part of the system. They can control better that way. Absolutely. Everyone needs to be a part of that system. Are we starting to understand the need to be self-sufficient? Are we starting to understand the need to live a sustainable, set-apart life? Are we starting to kind of, is that sinking in, right? Look, you can see right before your eyes what is happening. You go out your front door and you read you read articles, you look on the internet, social media, you starting to see what is happening. Quote, for me, all the arguments are tilting us towards saying we've got to protect everybody. We are all vulnerable. We got to protect everybody. Everyone needs to be on the system. Just said that. Earlier this month, Spain Minister for Economic Affairs, Nadia Calvino. Now remember, you'll notice I'm doing everything, I'm doing international, right? It's not just right here in our backyard, not just America. We're doing international, okay? Universal basic income. And other countries are thinking about doing it too. You see? Now, if everyone is in agreement and you have a failing dollar, what are they going to do next? Ask yourself that. What are they going to do next? Calvino said the government's wish was to make a nationwide basic wage a permanent instrument that supports citizens forever. Or did you guys just maybe you didn't hear it anyway. But Calvino said the government's wish was to make a nationwide basic wage a permanent instrument that supports citizens forever. If the policy is implemented successfully over the coming weeks, it would make Spain the first country in Europe to introduce a universal basic income on a long-term basis. So, guys, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about that? One world religion is what they're at. Yeah, they want that too, Sister Lane. One world religion, one world currency, one world order. Everyone doing the same thing. When one country does it, they don't even have to be successful. Just one country does it, and then another country comes along. Shalom, shalom, Sister Nicole Schuyler Hawkins. Universal basic income. And Italy is like, hey, we'll go first. We'll go first. Kaylin Birch, a global economist at the Economist Intelligence Unit. The Economist Intelligence Unit. Okay, are you guys understanding what's going on? Shalom, brother Ronnie Rayner. I'm gonna call you guys after. Economists at the Economist Intelligence Unit told CNBC via telephone that Spain's decision to roll out a universal basic income could pave the way for other countries to follow suit. Are we Spain's decision to roll out a universal basic income could pave the way for other countries to follow suit. Quote, in the US, they've actually already arrived at the policy, albeit through the back door rather than the front door, Bursa, referring to the federal government's direct payments plan. The first wave of stimulus relief checks were deposited into some Americans' bank accounts over the weekend, according to the IRS. Okay, millions more expected to receive theirs in the coming weeks. The checks are worth $1,200 for individuals with adjusted gross income below $75,000 and $2,400 for couples earning below $150,000. It comes as part of the $2.2 trillion stimulus bill passed late last month. The direct payments are designed to help mitigate the financial strain caused by the plague. If anything, it makes the case for the need to have some kind of level of unifier so that households can avoid financial ruin, Birch said. We gotta have this so people don't fall into ruin, okay? Good gravy. She warned one-off payments would be an imperfect example for basic income in the world's largest economy, given that households would not be able to plan on receiving a second payment, and because people are typically hesitant to spend money in the wake of an economic downturn. There's a big divide between the U.S. and Europe when it comes to their appetite for universal basic wage, Birch said, suggesting Europe was generally seen to have more familiarity and comfort with a left-leaning view. Absolutely right. So that is the end of the article there, guys. Look, the world is heading that way. The world's heading that way. That's what's going on. Okay, the world is heading that way. Absolutely. If any of us, if any of us get it, use that money. Hey, pay off your land, get self sufficient. But what? Let me ask you this: what is the average person going to do? What is the average person in America going to do when they get the stimulus? What are they going to do? See, for us, you say, hey, pay off your land, pay off some debt, something that you need. Get that big tool that you need or whatever. You go from there. Do something that's going to aid you in what you're doing. But what are you gonna do? We're a debtor nation. That's what we do. We go into debt. We're gonna buy junk, crap. Get the get the latest PlayStation, PS, whatever, Xbox, whatever. It's free money. You know. Yeah. Get you some land. Get something. Get self sufficient. Start stacking up, stocking food preserves, the things you're going to need, so you don't have to suckle off the teat of the system. I don't know, guys. It's going down, man. I don't know what the hucklebuck and hoopastank is going on around here, but I know I don't want to be in the middle of it. I know that. I know that. I know I don't want to be a part. I just don't want to be in the system like that. These butter muffins out here don't care anything about you. They just want you in the system. Okay, in the system. Let me see what you. I thought I saw something. Uh, Someone said something kind of interesting. I want to go check that out. Let me go look and see what you guys are talking about in the chat section. Let's take a look real quick. All right, all right. Let me say hi to everyone since we're all here. Brother Frank Stockton, what's going on? Shalom, shalom. Ava Williams, what's going on, sis? What is going on? Miss Grace, how are you doing? She said they will use the free money to buy TV. This guy was returning his big TV at Sam's on a cart that has the flatbread. He fought out the barbecue TV isn't going to take. Yeah, exactly. Uh, Brother Ronnie Rayner, what is going on? Frank Stockton, Sister Lynn, they can control you better that way. Yeah, one word religion, that's what they're going for. Nicole, Skylar, Hawkins, shalom, shalom. Okay, better do the Maccabees thing. Yeah, it's coming to that. It's coming to that. Uh, Absolutely. It says, Lynn says she's buying some land somewhere. Vince D, peace, what's going on? And why am I saying Shabbat Shalom? Just Shalom, Shalom. How's it going? Mishpachah. Ava Williams is kind of sitting on 1,000 acres and have no idea how to grow food, but I'm sure gonna try. Ava Williams, how you doing, sister? But yeah, you're sitting on are you really sitting on 1,000 acres? Really? And you have to manage all this by, do you have to manage all that by yourself? I mean, 1,000, that is humongous. You know what kind of community you can build with that? Man, I mean, do you have to do this by yourself? I mean, you have kids or, a husband, kids, any of that, that's wow. That's impressive. 1,000 acres is very impressive. Tiny House put it on there. Yeah, Frank's like 1,000. Yeah, no, 1,000. Yes, sir. My family has never saw our land. Yeah, 1,000 freaking acres. That is humongous. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Ava, Ava Williams, you 1,000 acres. You man, do you know what can be done with 1,000 acres? You have water. You have a well on there. Well, I mean, what are you? Are you off grid? You got electricity or something like that? I mean, what's going on? My goodness. But congratulations, though. Congratulations. Um, we're in the process, but I'm still going to do a lot of learning. Absolutely. Okay. You have a well. Okay. Doing well. You say we. Okay, okay. I'm assuming that assume that you're married and you have people helping you. That's just a lot. That's a lot of land in a good way. That's a lot. He said doing well. No, I'm asking my entire family to deal with it. Oh yeah, cool, cool, absolutely. All right, it's been in our family since my great grandfather. Congratulations, congratulations on that piece of land. Really, seriously, congratulations on that. That's awesome. Let's see. Nicole Skylar Hawkins says, I have a friend works at Walmart. She said when people got the stimulus money, they clear out the electronics. I know. What is it with people when they do that? That is, wow, that is just crazy. They go run for electronics, and I don't know. Let me put a little house on your land and have free money coming with this new world order. Yeah, Lynn got the right idea. I tell you that. Got you. You have the right idea, guys. But this UBI is coming. This UBI, I just have a feeling that it's gonna come because you can control people if you can dangle something in front of them, right? You can control people if you just kind of dangle something in front of them. You know, people like money. You know, if you don't accept this, you don't eat. Um, I get what you're saying. Oh, El Paso, yeah, I drove through that neck of the woods all the time, going from Arizona to Texas. Originally from Texas, so I know the El Paso area. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of wide open spaces in that area. Driving out in that area. So absolutely. But yeah, this UBI is coming, guys. This UBI, and what you and I need to be thinking about is what we're gonna do. Now I know, hey, I know some people are gonna accept. I know most people are going to accept it. I get it. I understand. But before it happens, what you and I need to do, we need to figure out how exactly we want to do it. How can I position myself to where I won't need it? Okay. Now the stimulus just showed up. Okay, there was nothing for us to do. You know, it just shows up. Whatever. I got no beef with that. I don't even have beef if somebody does take, the universal basic income or whatever. I mean, it's just coming, right? It's probably just going to come. But you need to be positioning yourself to where you don't need it, right? It's hard to say not don't take any money and you're sitting there starving. Okay, I get it. Your baby's hungry, and you're like, oh, don't take this money, don't take that money. I understand that, but get yourself in a position to where you don't need it. And as long as everything is voluntary, stuff like that, that means you have a little bit of time, but just a little bit. When things start to become mandatory, because when they want to hook you in, you remember what they used to do, drug dealers in the day. First one's free. After that, it's going to cost you something. Now we know when you're talking about, the mark and all that, we know, hey, it's going to be voluntary for a little while, and after that, it's going to be mandatory. And then that way, no man may buy or sell. So be careful. Get yourself in a position to where you don't need to buy or sell from the system, but you may barter or buy or sell from your brothers and sisters rather than the system. Why do you think we've been promoting? Come out of her, get on your land, start producing. Stop being consumers and start being producers. Produce, produce, produce. And be creative. Don't just get homesteaded and all your creativity goes out the damn window, right? Everyone they get on a homestead and they're like, oh yeah, you know what? I can sell some eggs. Okay, that's kind of low hanging fruit, you know. Oh yeah, I'll grab this and I'll have sheep and I'll just sell the wool. I mean, yeah, but can we think a little bit more outside the box? Everybody has the same instinct, okay? The same thing you're thinking. You go move to a small town or something like that, and all of a sudden the people in the small town didn't know that, hey, people sell their eggs. They had Bubba there for years. Bubba been selling his eggs. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be a little bit more creative, okay? A little more enterprising than that. We can do better, okay? We can do better. Now, do we need the eggs and the chicken and the wool and all that? Yeah, we do. We do. Oh, I'll just, I'll grow my fruit and I'll just, okay. Okay, yeah. All right. All right. Let's all be creative, guys, okay? Let's just be a little bit better. A little bit, just a little creative, okay? Little bit more. Let me see what else you guys got going, okay? Ava Williams, she is inviting people on down. Come on down to where she is. Israel Stream, Shalom, Shalom family, 8 p.m. here in South Africa. I don't know where you are. We are in the USA. Most of these people here on their Israel Stream are in the USA. Shalom, all the way from South Africa. What's going on? Hey, let us know what's going on with the whole plague and what's going around the world, but let us know what's it like over there. We like to be edified by other people. Israel Stream, so let us know what's going on, what's it like over there. Are people wearing gloves and masks? Are people on lockdown, quarantine? Let us know what's it like, what's going on over in South Africa. Lynn, she said, cool. As soon as they start to uh, put money in your account, I'm on it. This week is the next stimulus check going out. Holding on to it, then pray for the idiot to keep sending me free money. Gonna add it up. Yep, keep adding it up. Use it to get your freedom. Hey, that's my thing. That's my thing. You end up getting some free money. Use it to get your freedom. That is seed money. Okay? You got idiots out there running over to go get flat screen TVs and get hey, this is a down payment on the car, because cars may be going down too. The prices up might be going down too. So they're gonna do some stupid stuff like that because we're just creatures of our own habits, especially when the habits are bad. You just do that. That's just what we do. Okay, so think about that. Shalom, shalom, Lisi. How's it going? So, guys, look, this universal basic income, it seems like it's going to be an inevitability. It really does. It seems like it's coming regardless, no matter what. Question is, if you see it coming down the pike, you have to think, you and I have to have the forethought to say, what am I going to do? If, like the stimulus check, if the stimulus check comes, boom, pops in your bank account, well, okay, what am I going to do? I know some of you got a stimulus check. That's fine. But when you see these other things coming down the pike, what are you going to do? Like Lynn says she's going to save it, okay? Now, Lynn, it's completely up to you. You have the right thought. You're on the right track. I wouldn't necessarily save it. I would convert it to something. I would switch it from one asset class to something else. This is what I mean, Sister Lynn. You have the right idea. You do. But this is what I mean. If the dollar is failing, it's not very strong, it's failing, then I would do something basically like put it, in a different asset class. If I got some precious metals, I'll do that. That kind of preserve my wealth. If the land, if I would have got it in land, if I would have got it in a bunch of food stores, like if you were on land, I don't know where you are, but like if you were on land or something like that, then I would get a lot of food stores. I'm like, boy, that's a lot of seed, or I get building materials or something like that, something that's going to aid me in the future. I wouldn't hold it just to hold it, right? So I would put it in some type of, depends on what you need, something that's going to help me, get free, move forward. But you do have the right idea. Better than going out there what people are doing and buying a laptop and video games and iPads and all that stuff. I'm not sure how. No, Lynn. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. No, saving it's fine. It depends on your situation, Sister Lynn. It depends on your situation. Depends on where you are. Depends on what you're doing, right? But yeah. So saving it just to save it, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can. That's better than what a lot of these other butter muffins are out there doing. But I'm saying if you can convert it to something, precious metals or I'm not gonna tell you invest in other areas or nothing like that. I'm just saying something that'll help, preserve it. With the dollar it's kind of shaky. So if you have a bunch of dollars and all of a sudden the dollar collapses, they switch to another currency and there's something else. So just investigate. Just investigate. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is educate, investigate. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, saving it all. No, saving is good. Saving is good. Okay. Technically, the money is not free. Of course not, Vince D. It is the funds we already worked for that was taken through taxes and whatnot. Of course, it's not free. That's what I'm saying. If free is not free. Yeah, yeah. I try. I never know if there are children in the room. So and besides, I generally don't really talk like that very much. It's kind of a rare instance that I would use adult language. So but plenty of times when I am, if I, stub my toe or bump my shin on something like that, oh man, it gets colorful, So, and I've never been in the Navy, but it'll sound like it. It'll sound like it. But guys, that's hey, that's all I have right there. So, just keep in mind. All I'm saying, I'm bringing the information. The reason why I'm doing it is so that you can start thinking ahead. You can start saying, okay, if this happens, what am I gonna do? Like I always said, you see our patriarchs in the Bible. You look at Daniel, you look at Noah, you look at you look at different people in the Bible, and it comes back to the question: Did they prepare or did they panic? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Prepare or panic? So you have this information. What are you going to do with it? You know, let's build, let's edify, and let's grow together. Before I go, I'll tell you what, like, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell because I don't want you guys to miss any of it. Let's see what else. Israel Stream, he said, we are in the beginning of a new era, which we never experienced before. Wherever we go, whenever we go out to shop or little walk, we have to wear them. Okay, so they're y'all very similar. I need something to come up in order to convert it or put it towards investments. Yeah, that would be a good idea. But you're right, brother. I'm keeping my eyes open to making it work. Yes, Sister Lynn, keep your eyes open to make it work. All I'm saying, just learn. Okay, I just want you to learn, investigate, and learn, and then just see how you can preserve the value. That how you can preserve it. So just keep that in mind. You seem like a very intelligent lady, so I think you are going to actually figure this out because you are on the right track, on a way better track than the Xbox, big screen TV, put rims on the car. You way ahead, you light years ahead of a lot of those jokers. So it is what it is. Don't be a butter muffin. So yeah, she said I bought seeds and tools with my stand. Yeah, seeds, tools, things that you think you need. They're gonna benefit you in the future. Okay, you may use over and over and over. Things like that. Depends on things that brings value to you, right? Instead of you spend it, boom, it's gone. It's over. That's it. That's it. I get money like that. I mean, okay, let's just say I receive universal basic income right now. Let's just say I receive that. I'm going to be buying tools. I'm going to be renting big equipment. I'm going to be building on my land. That's what I'm going to be doing. All they're going to do is be helping me build. All they're going to do is help me pay off my land. That's what they're going to be doing. I'm like, oh, there's another principal payment. Thank you, government. There's another principal payment. Thank you, government. That's all I'm going to do. That's it. I'll be paying off my land or buying seeds or paying off all that stuff. Paying off, you got debt, paid it off. That's it. I don't want to be indebted to anybody. Okay? But yeah, so yeah, Sister Lynn and Ava, they say, hey, you put your heads together. Absolutely. So just think about those things, Think about those things. All right, guys, listen. One more time. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Otherwise, YouTube say you're insignificant. You don't mean anything. So I want you guys to go ahead and do that for me. Just smash it for me. Just do it. It's free. Just hit it. And I will be back with you guys on another one. Like, share, subscribe. It's me, IP. See you guys on the next one.